And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Radhazard Station, we have the blue Zerg player from the land of Poland representing Team Liquid. It is Elazer. Oh, let's go, because spawning in the top right-hand corner, going for a 12 pool, we have the red Zerg player, also from the land of Poland. Of course, as this is a Polish-only tournament representing CSO Esports, it is Trifax. Oh boy, so how the turns do table. In the previous ZvZ, every single game, Trifax did go for a hatch gas pool, a standard opener, but now that he's up against the best that Poland has to offer, now that he's up against the best Zerg player in his region, the 12 pool comes out. The cheese arrives. Now, as a reminder, 12 pool is an all-in. As we saw in the previous game, 12 pool openers are designed to kill workers and to get you ahead or even up the economy, even up the worker damage, the worker amount even. So it's going to be on Trifax to kill some drones. It's going to be on Elazer to defend with his workers as well, as he is going for a gasless opener. Let's go. We are on Radhazard Station, and we have been seeing some very greedy openers on this map, regardless of matchup. So much greed here on Radhazard Station, and in ZvZ we have been seeing a lot of this, where you go hatch, pool, hatch, no gas, no link speed, no bailings, fast 3 bases into roaches or into mutas, one or the other, pick your poison. But the Lings are upon us. Lings are racing across the map, going to try to get some damage done, but the spawning pool is about to finish up. We have plenty of drones to work with, and again, Elazer, I'm sure, is ready with his control, with his drone micro. As the Lings are arriving. Behind this, Trifax is droning. How many Lings did we make? We made 12 Lings in total for Trifax. Already chipping away at that hatchery. The drones are amassing for Elazer. He's just biding his time before he goes in. And again, he has to be very careful. He does shuffle back some of the weakened workers. He doesn't want to lose them. As more Lings do arrive, we commit to a fight, and drones are going to start going down. Additional Lings do make their way in, and oh, it looks like Trifax, he does win this fight. He takes down 6-7 drones, and every single Ling as well. Trifax, he's pushing through. He cannot fight the queen, but he's going for even more workers. Can he get another up? Can he get another drone? He will get one more before being cleaned up. 8 drones go down. Now, this isn't as much as what Snockstar did. If you remember, Snockstar, he killed like 11 drones or something. It was something crazy. He killed an insane amount of workers. Third base is soon to be taken. He does confirm that the minerals have been mined. But Trifax does do enough damage to even things up. The worker counts are pretty close. Trifax is up 1 drone. So no big advantage, but enough to even things up. Meanwhile, again, Elazer commits. No gases. Third base. A gases opener here from Elazer. By the time he does take his gases, again, he should be walling off. He should be skipping link speed and going into roaches. Trifax is going to faster gas production, and he's going for a later third, and he's going for the triangular third instead. Interesting choice. This third is obviously more exposed, but this does mean that you can take a more secure pocket base here as your 4th or even 5th base if we get into a longer macro game. So there's a give and take, as the hatchery has been thrown down, and the Lings are here to, chip away at it, to be a little bit annoying, to poke at that third base. Back at home, Elazer, he's taking his gases. Again, the reason he's taking so many is because he has a lot of catching up to do when it comes to gas income. I love this out of Trifax. He skips link speed as well, straight for the lair. What could we go for here with this lair? We could take additional gases and go for a Spire. We could be getting into mutas. We saw a lot of muta play out of Trifax against Snockstar, and mutas could do well here as well. Likewise, Elazer just getting into his own economy. Ling comes in for a scout, does confirm another gas geyser. He's checking to see if we have a 4th hatchery, and we confirm that there isn't a 4th, at least. But there it is. All 4 gases have been taken. This screams Spire. Meanwhile, Elazer getting his wall up and running. He's got his own lair, Roach Warren, Evo Chamber. This is standard Roach setup here. This is what we expect to be seeing here in this matchup. But Elazer needs to scout, and he doesn't. His Link goes in. He does not see the 4th gas geyser. He does not get into the main base. The Spire is thrown down. And these mutas can do well. We can, of course, hunt down overlords. We can try to do some economic damage. Maybe even try to punish the minerals here or punish the mining at this base. There is potential for Trifax. And Elazer is going to be on the back foot for now. I say on the back foot because, again, he's still in the dark. He's taking a 4th base. So much greed. Okay, thank God. He's going for so much greed here out of Elazer, going straight for the 4th. He doesn't even have an army. Look at the units tab. He's on 66 drones and nothing but drones. So is Trifax, sure, but again, Trifax isn't the one taking a 4th. Elazer is. Overseer's going in. Trifax trying to get a read on what's happening. He does confirm roach speed on the way, +1 range, the gases that have been taken, and he also confirms the lack of Spire. He knows that he doesn't have to worry about Muta v Muta. And Trifax, he takes his 4th base out here, out in the open, saving this pocket base as a 5th. Crazy. This is actually quite wild. There it is. Mutas are on the way. Now, I was curious if Trifax was going to double down and go mass Muta, but he isn't. He's making 8 mutas for map control, but we can see +1 range and roach speed. Overseer Scout is coming in, and finally Elazer is going to realize what's happening, and he should be pulling back the overlords. Mutas have arrived. Overseer is being hunted down, and the overlords should turn back here to try to preserve them and stop any more supply blocks. But again, Trifax is going to be going for a roach transition, so mutas for map control, and then we're going straight into mass roach instead. Likewise, Hydrogen is thrown down here for Elazer, and he's going for Tunneling Claws. Let's go! Tunneling Claws is a good way to bypass the mutas, to bypass the blockade of mutas and get across the map and get some economic damage done. There it is, a burrow in production as well. We are amassing roaches, and again, Elazer is losing quite a lot of these overlords. Well, it's getting quite heavily supply blocked, but he isn't losing any drones. Well, he's kind of isn't. He's being forced to make spores, which is a way of losing workers, to be fair. Infestation bits on the way, Hydra upgrades, we could work in towards lurkers as well. As these mutas are looking for more damage. And the Elazer does get supply block. 5 overlords in production. Okay, by the time the mutas get across the map, the spores are complete. But Trifax is now focusing on a roach-based army instead. Trifax getting a massive army supply lead. And Elazer, unfortunately, he's spending his money elsewhere, right? He got Tunneling Claws, Burrow, Infestation Bin, Infestors, Hydras. Many things that aren't roaches. So there's potential. Trifax, he could break in. Overseer Scout, oh my god, the contamination! Contamination on +2, you love to see it. Trifax getting ready for his push. He's about to max out on 200 supply worth of Roach Ravager. But there will be fungals. There will be fungal growth available. No +2 on the way. Trifax is pretty all in with this. Very committed. I'm not too sure how I feel about this. I'll be honest. I'm not too fond, especially considering that we have a 4th base. And there we go. Finally, +2 and Carapace are on the way. But these are late. These are late upgrades for Trifax. And we have to go. There we go. He is going to pull the trigger. But again, pushing into Infestors is going to be a difficult thing to do. This is such a defensible position, and Elazer has maxed out. Fungals will connect. Trifax just took far too long, and Elazer, he will dominate this fight. Fungal growth's everything. +2 is about to kick in, and now Elazer's going for a massive counterattack. The Banelings have potential. The Burrow. As they try to connect with the Infestors, but they will not make it. Trifax is forced back. And now, Elazer's ahead in upgrades. He's ahead in tech. He's working on a Lurker Den. He's on 4 base economy. without being harassed, without any issue. This is the power of Radisset Station. There's a reason why we talk about how this map is the most turtle-friendly map in the map pool. It is so easy to defend on 4 bases like this. These are just so easily fortified and so difficult to break. You could see just the massive concave that Elazer had. And now he's free to tech up into the end game of ZvZ, which is Hydra Lurker. Oh, sorry, Lurker Viper. Now, Elazer's maxed out, so he wants to get rid of some of these roaches. Doesn't want to throw them away, but he does want to trade. Free up supply for lurkers. Lurker upgrades in production. Hive is done. Oh my god. As Elazer is going to be going for a bit of roach harass. At the same time, the mutas are going to try to catch some of these infestors if possible. They get 1. They get 2. They're going to get 3 and maybe even 4. Up. Not quite the 4th. But good snipes nonetheless. At the same time, roaches going for a big counterattack. There are spine crawlers in position. Spores as well at the 4th. The 3rd, though, looking very exposed. Again, I appreciate the site defense, but it is not here. Not at the 3rd base. Drones are going to be going down. At the same time, Elazer pushing out across the map with his own main army. Trifax trying to rush into his own lurker tech. Again, 4 workers go down. No mining at the 3rd base whatsoever. And Trifax even bleeds out some of these roaches. Oh, the dropper lords. Thankfully, they're empty, but they were making their way across the map. Again, Trifax is in trouble. A dropper lord now being sent out. Vipers are on the way. Still no lurkers out of Elazer, but they're on the horizon. There's potential. Goal base has been taken. Has been snuck out for Trifax. But he's being pulled apart. Spine crawlers are falling. Goal base is going to go down. Trifax is he's gonna catch some of these roaches at least. Some roaches do fall. And he is committed here to the drop harass. Trifax slowly catching up with those upgrades. Dropper Lord sneaking into that pocket base. Trifax catching some units here. Not bad trades. Oh. But because he killed some roaches, that does free up supply, and Elazer has roaches in production. He's going to lose a couple of workers, don't get me wrong. A couple of drones will fall. Miscontrol, though, he targeted an egg. As Elazer, he's just, again, freeing up supply, throwing out some of these roaches. And the Vipers have arrived. I'm surprised we didn't rush into Lurker Tech yet. Or rush into Lurkers, I should say. But there we go. 4 Lurkers in production. I feel like Trifax does need them, but at this point it's too late. We have Vipers to deal with any defensive Lurkers. Elazer looking to deny this gold. The main army heads towards the 4th base of Trifax. Again, at this point, lurkers are not good enough because we can abduct them. Oh, the Vipers! Oh, Jesus. Where are we going, Papi? Where are we going? Hatchery falls. Viper gets sniped. Oh, we are lacking detection. Uh-oh. We do need a couple of overseers. There we go. 3 overseers in production. We catch some transferring workers. And once the overseers arrive, we can yoink and we can abduct those lurkers. Trifax in position for potentially a counterattack. The mutas do get a cancel on that gold. Yeah, Trifax is going for a base trade. He's sending everything across the map. 7 lurkers in production. Now is the time. Now is the time for Elazer to push in. And we are committing to a base trade. So far, solid abductions. But we have some blinding clouds. Oh, yo, can Trifax pull this off? Mate, Trifax, he takes down the base. He gets some parasitic bombs on these Vipers. He's holding! The Lunkers, Papi. The Lunkers are holding, and he's pushing out. Mate, this hatchery is low from earlier. It's low from the Vipers themselves. And we could even snipe the hatchery. We're trading with the army, so the hatchery does go down. So does the go-waste lurkers. Looking quite exposed. We don't want to throw them away, Pap. We don't want to throw them away as Elazer's losing his entire economy. Again, good abductions on some of these lone lurkers. Good trades here out of Elazer. Getting every single lurker. So Trifax has the better economy. He has a base here towards the bottom right. He can remax. He can rebuild. But Elazer had a bank. He had a massive bank. And he's coming back with a vengeance. Trifax, he had so much potential. And even here, he's taking a good fight. He's got the lunkers, Pop. He's got the lunkers. You can see Elazer just plummet in supply. He loses his own Viper. Trifax pushing forward. He has the more efficient army. Good powerbomb once again, taking down so many of those overseers. But we have defensive lurkers as well. Other Vipers? No! Burrow, Papi, burrow! Oh. As this is still anyone's game. Trifax trying to get away with bottom right, but we have roaches coming in. They're on the way to harass. With these defensive lurkers from Elazer, Trifax, he can't push in. He is stuck here on the outskirts. Oh, and he's about to lose his base. The Vipers are topped up full of energy. Likewise, we also have Vipers as well from Elazer. Yeah, the roaches, they do pop out. The mineral line is going to go down. At the same time, we're going for some lurker harass into the pocket base. The base is going to go down. Good abductions here on the Vipers, and Trifax is being picked apart. He had a solid moment. He definitely did. But the roaches, they're in every base. They're harassing, they're crippling the economy here. Trifax, he is out of money, he is out of steam, out of resources. But a damn good effort. This was so close. He went toe-to-toe with the Elazer, almost brought him to his knees. And I hope he can take some pride in that. As in the end, Elazer, he is able to re-establish his bases. He still has a pretty bare-bones economy, don't get me wrong, but Elazer's almost max. You know, he's got Vipers, Lurkers, Hydras, he has everything he needs, and he's just, yeah, continuing to cripple the economy, getting even more drone kills. Trifax, so he does outposition his opponent, does get us over this hatchery. But the Vipers come in. And they do pluck those lurkers out. Only 3 lurkers remain. 2, 1, 0. GG gets called, and Elazer will take game number 1. GG. Oh my god. GG, well played. That was game 1. But Elazer takes it, and Trifax made Elazer bleed a little bit. You know, Elazer, he is the best Zerg player in Poland, but he didn't look as dominant as I think we expect him to. You know, Trifax was able to make him work for it, definitely. There was more of a back and forth going on. Again, Elazer had a crippled economy. If only he didn't have such a large bank. If only he hadn't been mining so much for so long. GG. GG, well played. Elazer takes game 1, but I'm hoping, I'm praying here for potentially an ace match, for potentially Trifax to take game 2, take us all the way to game 3. We'll see. We'll find out. As we are getting ready here for our next game, the lobby has been posted. we are filing on in. And game 2 is on Equilibrium. Oh. Elazer with half a map of resources in his bag. Exactly, that's the thing, right? Like, Elazer, because he had been mining so much for so long, because he had been so cost efficient leading up to the end of the game, it's why that even though his economy was crippled, he could just remax, rebuild, stay on a very high-tech army. GG. GG. And with that, we're getting into game number 2. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Equilibrium, leading the series 1-0. One game away from advancing on to the semifinals, we have the Polish Zerg player representing Team Liquid. It is Elazer. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the other Polish Zerg player representing CSO Esports, the Red Zerg. It is Trifax. Looking to fight back in this game, looking to force the ace match. Again, game 1 was pretty intense, very back and forth. There were moments for both players. You know, Trifax, he was able to gain map control with his mutas. He missed his timing with his roach push, unfortunately, and he learned the hard way the advantages of Radizet Station. The fact that Elazer was able to defend, deflect, and maintain his 4-base economy. But then we saw just a back and forth. Some engagements in the center of the map, rushing into lurker tech as well, and yeah, Trifax did well for himself. He did do well. GG. Oh. As we have seen Elazer be cheeky before. If you remember, it was in WTL. Team Liquid versus, I can't quite remember their opponents, but it was this week where Elazer, it was on... Oh god, the other map. It was on Alcyone. It was on Alcyone where Elazer took the gold base as is natural in a ZvZ. And he's likewise doing the same, going straight for the gold. Not just the gold minerals, but also the rich Vespene gas geyser as well. A very high value base. Can he get away with it? Now, he got away with it on Alcyone, but the reason for that is because it was really awkward for Silky. I remember it was Elazer versus Silky, if I remember correctly. And Silky, he was having a really hard time punishing because of the nature and the layout of that map, where you have to mine out the minerals. You have to mine out the minerals to create an opening to actually get onto the other side of the wall. Here, though, this base is much more exposed. It is a very exposed base, and the Overlord is on the way. Oh, we do spot the drones transferring over. Trifax, he's fully aware of the gold base. Can he stop it? Lings are on the way. Fast Bailey Nest here from Elazer. And from here, Elazer, he could just go all in. He doesn't have to drone. He has a gold base. He's ahead economically already. A later Bailey Nest here from Trifax. Lings are moving out, but Elazer actually is going to hit with Link Speed first. Uh-oh. And I don't think Trifax is aware. Link Speed is about to kick in. It looks like Elazer, I think he may have gone for a gas first opener, and how the turns do table. He's going to be Link flooding. Trifax, he's in a lot of trouble. Lings, they do get cleaned up. The rest will be chased down as well. Elazer will hold on to this gold base, and he is going to be flooding more and more Lings. He's all in. It's going to be on Trifax to defend. He comes forward here with his queens. A spine crawler would be nice. We need Bailings desperately. And we need good connections. As Elazer is sending everything across the map. Now Elazer, he's squeezing out a couple of workers. Looks like he has recognized that he may not be able to break his opponent. So we are droning. More Bailings are on the way. Again, no spine. We do have a wall of queens. We do have a wall, but is it going to be enough? As Elazer, it looks like he's content just for containing his opponent. Again, he's just saturating his bases, taking a third, getting further ahead. Oof. As Trifax is contained to only 2 bases instead. He's going straight for the lair. With this lair, he could try to go into mutas. Could try to go into a different direction. There we go. Gases are being taken. All 4 gases as well. This is looking like Spire Tech. This is looking like mutas as the 3rd base is now being taken. But Elazer does have a solid lead. There isn't much that Trifax can do about it. Now, mutas will make things awkward because mutas can help take control of like this area between the bases. If we head in that direction. We can see Trifax just trying to get a full scout off. And as I talk about Trifax going for mutas, Elazer could do the same as well. His lair is later than his opponent, so the Spire will be later, but he can also go in that direction. As Elazer does rotate around, he's going for the 3rd base, going for the cancel. Oh, the Mavics! Up! Ooh. A very efficient trade from Trifax. He shuts down the Banelings, barely losing any of his own, and he will hold on to his 3rd. And there is that Spire from Elazer. No, a late Spire here from Trifax. He could have thrown this down earlier. I think he was a little bit distracted. I think he was just, busy keeping up here with the Ling Bane, but this Spire could have been thrown down like 20 seconds ago, maybe even longer than that. As a result, even though he had a faster lair, his Spire isn't faster, and he cancels. Oh my god. Okay. Maybe he recognizes that it is too late, and he's going for an Infestation Pit instead? Okay. Well, we'll see as Lings do go for a big counterattack, and this base is looking quite exposed. The Queen is going to get surrounded. The drones have to be pulled away. This is the product here of Elazer losing all of his Banelings earlier. Banelings, though, they will go off. And Trifax does have to retreat. Good amount of damage. We do force some lost mining time. I would have preferred a couple of Banelings offensively across the map as well, but alas, Trifax did have them back at home to defend. We're going into... Oh my god, we're going straight for the Hive. It looks like Trifax has identified that Elazer is also going mutas. So his reaction here is to rush into a Hive, and I imagine going to Vipers. We have Infestors and Vipers on the way. Plenty of Ling Bane to deal with, though. As Trifax is being zoned away from his own gold. His Lings are bleeding out. Elazer is gaining ground. He goes straight for the mineral line. Where were the Banelings? The hatchery is going to fall. The Banelings are too late. Up. Oh my, the transfuse. As we are able to keep the base alive. But that was a lot of damage. The mutas arrive as well. And with these mutas, Elazer is going to gain map control. He's doubling down. Good fungal. Do you have a second fungal available as well? But the fungal growth, they do less damage. And the mutas, they go for the hatchery. They get a kill on the hatchery as well. Elazer just pulling Trifax apart left and right. Gold base is being taken. But again, more mutas are coming out. And with that, Trifax, he's in desperation. He's in a bit in desperation mode. He's going for a big Link counterattack, but he will be cleaned up. He does at least have the gold, and that is helping him sustain himself. But Elazer, he has a massive worker lead. He's up in bases. He's got 5 hatcheries compared to the 3 of his opponents. And the Infestors can do well for themselves, but on their own, they can't really do anything against the mutas. They do need some anti-air to support them. As the mutas, they hunt down more overlords, they catch more lings. Trifax is going for ultras. I mean, he has the Hive. I would have assumed we would have prioritized Vipers, but regardless, ultras are on the way. Big Ling counterattack once again, heading across the map. The Mutas, they do dive on the go base to take down the Queen. They have to respect the Infestors. As they avoid the Infestors, they avoid the fungal growths. Vipers are not ready yet. Lings do get across the map, and they're getting damage done. Oh my god. Lings, they get 9 workers. But the Mutas are still wreaking havoc. They're still just pulling Trifax apart. As Trifax is at least going to be able to get this hatchery. Could even threaten the gold as well. As the hatchery does go down, the Mutas, they catch some of the Queens. Where are those Infestors, by the way? Not here. The Infestors, they were waiting in the main. As the Mutas race back home. 10 more drones go down, but Elazer, he's on 71 workers. He can afford to lose drones. And he will. He will be losing more workers. So you have wings in all of his bases, but really this is just forcing Elazer, or this is just giving Trifax breathing room, to be fair. And with that breathing room, he's droning up, he's getting into his his Ultra Tech. Elazer having a hard time keeping up. Mate, these 2-2 links, they're popping off. 38, like, I was like, yeah, you know what, like, maybe 16 drones. Maybe 16 drones go down. 38? Oh my god. 38 workers. Elazer falling a bit behind, but he's droning up heavily to make up for it. As the Ling aggression is slowing down. At this point, initially it was impressive, but now we're petering out. Elazer getting into his own ultras. As a Trifax, he's been spending all of his money here on just spamming Lings across the map, trying to buy time. And it was working initially, but, you know, some diminishing returns here. As Elazer is about to max, going for a big run by Lings in towards the natural, in towards the third as well. Catching the Infestors! No! The Infestors go down. One fungal connects, but only a single fungal. Power bombs as well, but good splits from Elazer. Does avoid the power bombs. Does avoid them. And with that, Trifax, yeah, still just mustering up his forces. There's potential, don't get me wrong, there is potential with these Vipers. Like, some good power bombs could maybe clean up all these Mutas. Especially in combination with the Infestors. But the Infestors are on the way. They're still being remade. Base is going down. Ling Rambai runs into an Ultra of all things. Some good parasitic bombs. Oh my god, doing a lot of damage! Late split out of Elazer. But we have Ultras harassing. It's not about the Mutas anymore. The Mutas, they did their part, but now it's about the Ultras. Again, a very chaotic ZvZ. We have a rare sight, Ultra v Ultra. Let's go. They just want hugs, Papi. They just want hugs. Trifax has the better upgrades, but Elazer is higher in number. Oh, the transfuse! Let's go! Trifax, he can take this fight. But the Mutas are coming in. Queens are here to transfuse. The Infestors are here to fungal. We have a lot of spells to cast. Can we keep up? As the Ultras are barely kept alive and power bombs are thrown down as well. Good split from Elazer. And it looks like Trifax, he should barely win out on the ground. No, more Ultras are coming in. It's just becoming too much. The Queens fall. Too many Ultras. And Elazer has done it. Again, it was a bit of a messy game. A little bit scrappy. But in the end, Elazer does come out on top. The Ultras bust on through. And GG gets called. Elazer will advance on to the semifinals. To the semifinals, taking down Trifax 2-0. GG. GG, well played. Oh my god, that was an intense game. Intense series, Poppy. Intense series. GG, well played. Elazer does take it all in the end. Was back and forth. It was interesting because if you remember, I'm pretty sure Trifax did want to go Spire himself, but then he kind of switched gears. He went Infestors. The Infestors were a little bit lackluster. We saw a couple of Fungals here and there, but remember, the damage that the Infestors do is lower nowadays. It has been reduced, and Infestors on their own aren't enough to really lock down Mutas. You do need some Hydras or some Mutas or some other anti-air, some Power Bombs even, to really shut them down. And Elazer, he snowballed out of control. He had a better economy. At times, he was losing that economy, but was good enough in the end. GG, well played. Congratulations to Elazer, as he does advance onto the semis to face off against his next opponent. GG. And with that, we can take a look at the bracket. Exclamation mark B in the chat if you guys want to have a look at the bracket. Of course, a shout out to Trifax. He did well for himself, making it this far in the tournament. And even in this series against Elazer, even though it was a 2-0, Trifax, he had his moments. He had his moments, and he made Elazer work for it. Oh. As we do have a look at that bracket, and we do have Elazer versus Geralt. Geralt did take down Art 2-0. Again, I do kind of favor Geralt there. Art has been a little bit more inactive recently, so with that, Elazer versus Geralt will be the first semifinals. As we scroll down a little bit further, we do have Cristiano. He took down Papi 2-0. To be expected, you know, Cristiano, again, he's the favorite Protoss player, and Papi, we love him, but that was a very tough opponent to go up against. So Cristiano also waiting in the lower semifinals. And currently we are waiting on Spirit versus Rodzin, as they are currently mid-series. Apparently, I believe they are in game number 1, and we may be able to jump into game 2. Indy's currently covering that match. Indy's currently casting game 1 of Rodzin versus Spirit, so we will be able to slip into game number 2 once that gets underway. Mid-series, Papi, mid-series. Again, as I mentioned before, both semifinals will be casted, so we will be joining up here with the Polish stream, covering as much as we can.